Alright, so a few weeks ago when I was doing my relocation bracket on my Jeep, I came across this leak from the power steering gearbox. So this week we're going to change it. We start out by making sure no one tries to drive the vehicle. I made this do not operate tag out of a piece of paper that I laminated and a spring clamp. I wrapped the seatbelt through the steering wheel to lock it in place. It's very important not to spin the steering wheel while it's disconnected from the gearbox. It can severely damage the clock spring. Remove the airbox, two 13mm bolts and a 13mm nut. Its steering shaft is held on by a 13mm bolt. Pry bars. Here's why that shaft wouldn't come out, because that bolt sits in there like that. So it's got to come out. Man, I hope we can wrestle this thing in there. Alrighty, let's see what we can do. When you put the power steering fluid lines back on, it's torqued to 21 pounds. Good luck trying to figure out how to get a wrench on it. Take note which one goes where. Maze, but here's the thing to keep it from leaking. Take the end, stick it in a vinyl tube, stick the other end in a vinyl tube. Remove the drag link from the pitman arm. Just pull the pin and remove the 18mm castle nut. If it's stuck, pound it on the pitman arm where the ball joint passes through. That'll free it up without damaging it. Try not to use a pickle fork. That might ruin the boot. Unless you're replacing the tie rod end. And then feel free to just beat the crap out of it. The gearbox is held on by three 16mm bolts through the frame. And watch out, it's heavy. Your spacer, go ahead and get a beefy one. I won this in a raffle. I didn't win it. I won a $40 gift certificate to Iron Off-Road. This was the only thing on their website you could buy for under 40 bucks. So, yeah, I bought it. Been sitting on it for about 8 or 9 years now. Just waiting for the opportunity to use it. And this is why. Here's the factory spacer. And as you can see, it's kind of weeny. Real thin aluminum, it's bent. It's got a groove wore down in it. And usually these crack. And this is the first one I took off in one piece. Well, the second one, the one I took off in the beep, was the first one piece. But anyhow, frame looks nice, not cracked, but greasy corroded, which is rust prevention. But alright, so on with the video. So when you put your brace on, make sure that the metal, the flat part is against the frame, and the little round things are sticking out like that. That way, when this is tightened up, the whole thing is pressing on your frame instead of just these little pressure points here. That looks beefy. Thanks, Iron Rock Off-Road, if you're still in business. I don't know, I haven't really checked you out in a while. But it looks like it's good. Alright, let's go get the new one, get it on. This, I don't know if, I always thought it's supposed to slide in case of an accident. This collapses. but I pushed like a mofo on it and couldn't get it to slide in, so I guess I'm going to have to slide my gearbox in it and then up in place, just like how I took it off. I don't know if I'll show that video, but I had a hard time getting this off, but it wasn't too bad. Alright, so let's on with the install. Just wrestled it into place and put the bolts in. That's a two-person job. Had a hard time getting this in right, but I got it. Now I'm going to put the bolt in. Put it all back together. Alright, torque spec 70 pounds. That seems like not enough. A few people say put Loctite, but I don't know. I usually have to take things apart 2 or 3 times. Loctite is my enemy. Gonna need 2 hands on this. Okay, start it up and center the wheel. I turned it all the ways to the left and then all the ways to the right and then got it in the middle. And now's a good time to bleed it by turning the wheel lock to lock for several minutes. Then just put the pitman arm back on, torque it to 185 pounds. And just install the drag link, torque it to 35 pounds. Okay. Don't forget to put the pin back in. That's it, you're done. There you have it, power steering gearbox. Easy to change, very easy. I would recommend ditching the factory spacer and going with something beefier. Doesn't have to be iron rock off-road, that's just what I happen to have. A bunch of companies make brackets, or you can make your own with some 3/16 steel and some tubing or washers. Alright, thanks for watching. Check out this video up here. This is, I keep saying it's my favorite, but it's, yeah. If you got some time to kill, check out that one. And I don't know where the subscribe button's going to be, but it's going to be there somewhere. Like what you see, hit the thumbs up. Want to join in all the fun, leave a comment below. And I already mentioned subscribe, so I got no more to say. We're done. Nicky G out.